Now, I don't know if it's just me, but the 2021 draft class doesn't seem to have very many big name guys at the running back position. And the more well-known guys like Travis Etienne and Najee Harris, they barely get talked about because all of the draft coverage revolves around the quarterbacks, and that's for obvious reasons. The quarterback sells. Quarterback talk drives ratings. Those are the popular guys. More people are going to be talking about them. But I think there are some good backs coming out in this draft, and I think one of those guys is Javonte Williams. So in this video, I'm going to show you all some clear-cut in-game examples to back up why I feel the way I feel about Javonte Williams. Before we get started, if you're new here and you want some perspective on these draft prospects from a guy that just so happened to play and coach a little bit of college football, then I think this is the place for you. So if you can get down with that, make sure you subscribe to this channel and check out some more of our content. The handful of clips I'm about to show you are from North Carolina's game this past season against Florida State. And in this game, Javonte Williams, he impressed me a lot. Now, why was he so impressive? Well, he was so impressive to me because he showed two things about his game that I think all good running backs share. He showed me that he has a feel for running the ball and that he has the ability to make defenders miss one-on-one. Now, having a feel for running the ball consists of two things, if you ask me. First is understanding the scheme and understanding where all the pieces fit offensively as well as defensively. The next thing is just having the natural talent as a runner, and some guys have it, some guys don't. Not really much we can do about it. We got to deal with it. Some guys are just really, really good runners. So if you can check those two boxes, then I think you're probably going to be a pretty solid back. Javonte Williams, he checks those boxes. And in this game, he has some runs that really put his ability to do those things on display. The counterplay worked extremely well for North Carolina this entire game. I'm not sure how Florida State's defense was this past season, but I'm just going to assume that they had issues stopping the run because they didn't have any answers when North Carolina decided to run this counterplay. And Javonte Williams was a big reason why. Now on this play, you're going to get a double team from the play side tackle and the play side guard. Those guys are going to double that 3 technique right there and work up to the backside linebacker number 1. The backside guard, he's going to be pulling, trying to kick out for number 39. The center's going to replace him on the down block, and the tight end on the backside of that play, he's going to be leading the running back through for the front side backer, which is number 32 right here. Now it doesn't work out exactly like that, and you'll see why here in a second, but this was a good job overall by North Carolina and Javonte Williams. Now the tight end that's pulling, that's working up to that front side linebacker, he bypasses that linebacker, and I'm not quite sure if that was taught or if that's just how the play worked out. But the most important thing that tight end does right here is that he doesn't hesitate. He's pulling around full speed. He makes his decision on the guy he's going to block, and he goes for it. Now, what that does is that gives Javonte Williams in the backfield, that gives him a lot more time to make a decision on what he has to do. Now, that linebacker right there, number 32, he's got a free hit. He's a free hitter, and he should make the play on this, but he misses. And like I talked about, having the ability to understand the scheme and having the ability to make defenders miss one-on-one, especially that first tackle. If you can make that first tackle miss, if you can make that first defender miss, then you're going to be in good shape. And he has enough awareness to read the tight end's block and react accordingly. He sees that the tight end is kicking out that support safety. He cuts right inside of him. And now he's to the second level with guys chasing him from behind and DBs out in the open field that are going to have to make a tackle on a 220-pound back. Now, you can't ask for much more than that if you're a play caller. Excellent job. Now, like I said, North Carolina was really effective when they were running this counter play, and they came right back to it the very next play, and they just ran it to the opposite side. You get the same thing. You get a double team by the front side tackle and front side guard working to the backside backer, number 32. Backside guard, he's pulling around, looking to kick out the edge defender. You got the center blocking down on the shade. And you got the off-ball tight end that should be pulling through, looking for the front side linebacker, number 1. Now, it's the same thing with Javonte Williams right here. He just understands what he's doing. He understands the scheme. He understands where the free hitters are. And he understands how all of the pieces to the puzzle fit, not only for the offensive side of the ball, but for the defensive side of the ball. So does an excellent job reading that tight end's block, cuts inside of it, and now we got a free hitter who's the safety coming down again for support, just like he did on the last play. Instead of getting blocked, that safety now has to go out there and make a tackle one-on-one. And what does Javonte Williams do here? He does what I talked about before. He makes that first defender miss. He has the ability to go out there and do this, and he shows it consistently on film. Now, if it's not broken, there's no need to fix it. North Carolina comes back again, running the counter play. This time, instead of pulling the guard around and the off tight end, they go just traditional GT counter. They're going to pull a guard and they're going to pull a tackle from the backside. You get the front side double team here by the guard and by that tackle. Get a down block by the center. Number 74 is pulling around. 73 does a good job of kicking out that edge defender, and 74, he's a little late. He's working up to that safety there, number 18, who's coming down for support, and he's a little bit late getting there. But once again, Javonte Williams does an excellent job of reading his blocks, understanding the scheme, and he knows that he's going to have to make some magic here. Number 74, that backside tackle, he can't get up to that safety that's coming down for support. And also you have the backside end who in this scheme is supposed to be controlled by the quarterback, by the threat of the zone read from the quarterback. But he disregards that and he chases right down the hill line trying to make a play on Javonte Williams. So he knows what's going on. He's got backside pressure coming from the backside end, and he's got to go up there and make a safety miss in the open field. Javonte Williams does both of those things. The backside end can't make the play, and the safety that's coming down for support, he doesn't do a very good job in the open field making the tackle. So making guys miss, understanding the scheme, and being able to make defenders miss in the open field. And the only reason this isn't a touchdown here is because Javonte Williams was knocked off of balance by making the first couple guys miss, and that corner was able to come back and make a tackle there. But once again, excellent job by the offensive line, excellent job by the back. And here we go, one more example of that counter play. And at this point in the game, you can look at Florida State's defense and look at those guys out there. They look exhausted. They look tired. And like I said, North Carolina was really effective running the ball in this game. And I'm assuming that's the reason why Florida State looks so gassed. So they run that counter one more time for good measure. Get hats on hats here. You get the support safety coming down, number 44. You can already tell he's not looking to make a tackle. Just look at how tentative he is coming down. He's got to make that play, and he's clearly not looking to do it. Now you get a defensive lineman coming in here late on that play, and he's doing a good job with his effort, but he's not able to make that play either. Number 18 coming down, missed another tackle right here. So that's just a good job by North Carolina's offensive line of being effective, wearing those guys down all day with that counter run. They did a good job of blocking it, and Javonte Williams did an excellent job of running it the entire day. So North Carolina, not only were they effective with that gap scheme stuff, but they also were able to get into some zone and really be effective running some zone scheme. So what we get right here is a little split zone. North Carolina's running it to their right. You get the tight end, that off tight end, he's coming across. I call that a swipe block. You might call it something else, but I call that a swipe block. That off tight end, he's swiping across to take out that backside end, and we're just running zone principles going back to the opposite side. He knows what he's going to get with these linebackers right here. Number 32, he's really aggressive. I'm assuming that Florida State's linebackers are treating that swipe block from that tight end, they're treating it like a pull, so they're going to bracket that pull. That's why 32 is so aggressive when he sees that tight end go on his swipe block. So he's down in there. But I really like how Javonte recognizes that. And how I know he recognizes it is how he presses the line of scrimmage. And he really attacks that hole. He really presses the hole and makes it as if he's going to run that thing up the gut. But all he's doing is just setting these guys up. Get those guys to commit to the inside run, and then you're a good enough athlete to bounce that thing outside. Florida State doesn't do a good job of setting the edge right here. And now we got Javonte Williams one-on-one with the safety. And like I said before, you got to be able to make a guy miss. And Javonte Williams is able to do that right here. He makes that guy miss. And had that safety not been pushed into him, he probably gets about 7 to 10 more yards on that play. So good job pressing the hole right here and bouncing that thing outside, and then making a defender miss one-on-one, making the first guy miss. That's what I preach, and Javonte Williams is showing that he has no issues making those types of plays. And you get the same thing here on this play. Split zone. Now, I'm not sure if this is a design cutback. It kind of looks like it is, but nonetheless, Javonte Williams cuts this thing back. Florida State's linebackers are very aggressive, so they just kind of get lost in the mix there at the line of scrimmage. Now we got Javonte Williams out in the open field once again, one-on-one with the safety. Got to make a guy miss, and he flat out just outruns the guy here. Number 6 takes a poor angle. Javonte Williams has enough speed to get to the outside. That's what he does right here. Good job by him on this play. You want some inside zone stuff? Well, Javonte Williams, he can run that effectively too. North Carolina's just running zone here to the left, and I'm not sure if Florida State is running some type of game right here or some type of movement, but their 3 technique and their 5 technique both get caught peeking inside. That leaves the edge unoccupied. They have nobody setting the edge, and that forces number 18, a guy that's had a tough time tackling Javonte Williams all game. They're forcing that guy to have to come down to make a tackle once again. What do I say about good backs? They're able to make the first defender miss. Javonte Williams does an excellent job setting that guy outside. He does a poor job making that tackle. And if you can make one guy miss, you give yourself a chance to make some big plays right there. And that's what Javonte does right there on that play. This play right here is a really good play because it's an example of Javonte Williams' patience and his understanding of what's going on and what they're trying to accomplish on this run. Now, Florida State just seems like they do everything wrong on this play. You got movement on the defensive line, guys moving and taking themselves out of the play. Then you got backers coming downhill, not really fitting it properly. And Javonte Williams does a good job of having that patience, and he's just waiting for the right opportunity to make his move. Like I said, those linebackers, they don't do a good job of fitting that. He presses it, set those guys up inside, then he bounces it back outside. Now those guys aren't in a position to make a play. Now we're working out to the edge where we got 2 guys playing on the edge, on the outside. You got number 9 there, and you got a safety coming down, and he's fitting that entirely wrong. He probably wants to fit back inside to make that play. Javonte Williams recognizes it, cuts off of that. Good job here by him. And now guys have to make a tackle. Lowers his shoulder, keeps his feet moving, bounces off a couple guys, gets a positive gain right there. Good job. And this last play right here, I really like this play because it's the best example that I found in this game of just having the ability just to make guys miss. Florida State does a good job here. They play it well. Once again, it looks like they have a movement on here. 3 technique, he's spiking back inside. 5 technique out there on the edge, he's spiking back inside. You got help coming down from the safety. Excellent job here by Javonte Williams. He's able to make 2 guys miss. You got a safety coming down for support. Now, Williams has already made number 6 miss in this game. He's made that guy miss already. So number 6 knows that in the back of his head, he's knowing that he could potentially miss his tackle. So he's not coming down as aggressively as he probably should be, but he does force Javonte Williams to bounce, and they're able to get him down. But it takes all that to bring this guy down. He has the ability to make 2 defensive linemen miss, and just suppose that those support players weren't able to come down and make those tackles. You got a 220-pound back out in the open field screaming down the field. So like I said before, understand the scheme, the ability to make defenders miss. I think Javonte Williams did an excellent job in this game of that, and he's a really talented player. Like I said before, there's not a ton of big name backs in this draft outside of ETN and Najee Harris, but Javonte Williams is a guy that had a big season, and he's a guy that deserves to be talked about a lot more than he is right now.